Hello, how are you? Good morning or good afternoon, kids. It's me again, teacher Tina. Today, Science 3. So, are you ready, kids? Very good. So, before we start, please get your workbook and textbook. So, please open your workbook, page 31. And textbook, page 50 and 51. So let's start. So our topic is about pull and push. Pull, push. This is pull, this is push. So, okay, next. Okay, so what is a push and what is a pull? So our topic is about forces and motion. So the letter A is pushing, then pulling. This is pushing, pulling. Pushing, then pulling. So, what is a force? A force is a push or a pull. Again, push, pull. That is applied on an object. This is example of push. This is example of pull. Push, pull. So, number 1 is example of pushing force. Again, pushing force. So, number 1 example is pushing a pram. Pushing a pram. So, example, this one. Pushing. Number 2 is kicking a ball. So, this is kicking a ball is pushing force. Then number 3 example is pushing the shopping cart. When you force the shopping cart, something like this, that is example of pushing force. Number 4 example is squeeze the toothpaste out. When you squeeze the toothpaste, that is pushing force. So these pictures are pushing force. Okay, next. This is examples of pulling force. Pulling. Again, pulling. So number 1 is opening a drawer. So when you open the drawer, that is pulling force. Number 2 is, example, this is the bag. Lift a bag. That is pulling force. Then number 3 example is tie shoelaces or pulling them. So when you put in your shoes, then that is pulling force. So this is another example of pulling force. Number 1 is the woman is pulling the luggage forward. So, fan, that is pulling force. And the last example of pulling force is he pulls forward in a cart. So, this is example of pulling force. So, number 3 is one. Examples of pushing and pulling forces. Pushing and pulling forces. So number one is one, slicing a cucumber. When we slice the cucumber, it's like this. So it involves pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing. That's why this is example of pushing and pulling forces. Number two, scrubbing the floor. When scrubbing the floor is push, pull, push, pull. That's why this scrubbing the floor is example of pushing in pulling forces. Number three example is sewing involve pushing and pulling of the sew on the wood. Example, this is sewing is push, pull, push, pull. Push, pull, push, pull. This is example of pushing and pulling forces. Number four example is painting a wall involves both pushing and pulling of the paint roller on the wall. Example, this one. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. That's why this is examples of pushing and pulling forces. We have activity here. So whether activities involve pushing or pulling, find out the other daily activities where we apply the push, and pull forces. Present your finding in your class. So, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. We have 4 activities. So, number 1 is this a pushing or pulling activity? Number 1. So, please try. 1, then. So, what is this? Number 1. So, okay, kids? Okay, very good. Number 1, the answer is pulling. Because, so, this is a pulling activity. Okay, number 2, kids. Okay, you want to answer? Number 2. 1. So, this activity is pushing or pulling. Okay, very good. This is a pushing activity because when you put this one, this is pushing activity. Okay, number 3. When you write, is this pushing or pulling? Okay, kids, what is the answer? Pushing. Okay, very good. This is a pushing activity because when you write, that is pushing activity. Okay, number 4. Is this a pushing or pulling? Number 4. Okay, want to answer? Okay, very good. That is pulling because this is a pulling activity because when you put the socks and put going up, that is pulling activity. Okay. Okay. We have activity here. You can try in your home. Try to make your own catapult. Enjoy to play. Just only things needed is rubber band, popsicle stick, bottle caps, and glue for the face of the bottle caps. You can try and make your own catapult in your home and enjoy to play. Again, we need is rubber band, popsicle stick, bottle caps, and glue for this for this one. So enjoy to play. Try this. Okay, please open your book, page number 38, 39, 40, and 41. Okay, number 1 is letter A. Letter A, page 38 is write, push, and pull. Again, write, push, and pull. Number 1 is number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Okay. Write, push, or pull. Okay. Page 39. Letter B, draw an arrow. Arrow ay this one. This is the arrow. To its diagram to show the pull or push action. Number 1 is push. Number 2 is push. Number 3 is pull. Number 4 is pull. Number 5 is push. And number 6 is pull. So number 1 is have already answered. So this is push. That's why the arrow is here. Number 2. So where is the arrow? Number 3, push. So where is the arrow? Where is the arrow? Draw the arrow. Number 4 is already have answer. So this is the answer. This is the arrow. Number 5, 1. So where is the arrow? Where is the arrow? And number 6, 1. Where is the arrow? Draw the arrow. Okay. Next is letter C. Group the activities into pushing or pulling actions. So, this is the pushing and this is the pulling. So, number 1 is hitting a shuttlecock. Number 2 is stirring a paper. Number 3 is stretching the plasticine. Number 4 is pushing a car. Pushing a toy car. Number 5, raising a flag. And number 6 is beating a drum. So, where is the pushing? Where is the pulling activity? Actions or action. And the last is letter D. Letter D is already have answer. So, you need to copy only letter D. I tick the activities which involve pushing and pulling horses. So, pushing and pulling horses. So, this number 1 is involve pushing and pulling. That's why I have tick. Because number 2, only pushing. Number 3, pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing. That's why I have tick. Pushing and pulling. Okay. Number 4, so no tick. Number 5, okay. Number 6, this one, pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling. Okay. Have tick. Then tug of war and one. So, I hope you understand our topic for today. Thank you and goodbye, kids. See you again next time. Bye-bye.